Hey, hey, hey! Yokoso minasan genki desu ka? It's your boy Killer 69 this. Yeah, like the big video which I am working is in WIP. It's a work in progress. So I could not be able to upload it in this month. But I have something for you all in this month, and it's this video. I am cooking something though. A very big video is on the way, don't worry about that. But I feel like I should make this video when I am here, and it's a video that I think need to be made because I do not see much talk about it. Like, sure, people love it from an animation standpoint, and initially when initially Zoro vs. King happened in the manga form, some people like it, some people were underwhelmed by it. I did not waver. My stance remains same as it was way back in day. I said it was Zoro's best fight, or at least up there as Zoro's best fight, and I am still standing on that. Like, I don't know what I like more. Was it the Mihawk one, that first Mihawk battle, or this one? Like, both are up there as Zoro's best fight, in my opinion. And this fight is like one of the major reason that I need to make video about it, because I feel like a complaint about Wano is that it did not do a lot for Zoro from a character standpoint, and I disagree with that stance. And I need to talk about this one because there is a lot of character work going on here for Zoro in this fight with King, but there is a lot of other aspects that are kinda not noticed by community. And let's talk about the basic stuff, the stuff that is very easy to observe. The fight with King involved and fight with and Zoro. Zoro and King both are right hand of a Yonko. Well, Luffy wasn't Yonko per se, but you get my point. Like, both Kaido and both Luffy are pursuing One Piece, and both are fighting, and they are both right hand men. We know that. We know the basic superficial detail. But the thing that people miss is it kinda show why Zoro unlocked Conqueror Haki, and why Luffy and why Zoro have it and why King does not. And it the fight between them is really integral because of their character dynamic that they share. Like, King is loyalist through and through. King will fight for Kaido at any cost when it needed. King is utilitarian. King is a child who is grateful that Kaido is with him. Kaido saved him. He believes Kaido is savior who will change the world. King believes that. Zoro does not. Sure, Zoro believed that Luffy will be the king of pirate, but Straw Hat crew never have ambition to change the world or anything like that. They are just here for adventure. Adventure of their lifetime, treasure of their lifetime. They are for there. And that is one of the major reason why Zoro unlocked Conqueror and King does not. And why Kaido did not become the Joy Boy and Luffy does. This fight is a vacuum or in vacuum contain that aspect of it. Another thematic idea that was explored in this fight was what it means to be a swordsman. That was one of the key aspects about this fight. What it means to be a swordsman and what is the code. And this fight explored that aspect of it. So let's deal by each of thing layer by layer. I think the first key part of the fight was what it means to be human essentially. Their humanity or their relationship. I think the relationship that King and Kaido have is of a servant and a master. And thing about servant and a master dynamic is it may sound wild, it may sound what the hell, this does not sound good, but a master and servant relationship can be a healthy relationship many times. And King and Kaido is a healthy one. Kaido saved King, and King would be elaborate if it wouldn't for him. And King believed that he is waiting on the future, the man who will rule the world, man who will change the world. That's what King believe is. Zoro is fighting for Luffy journey. Zoro is fighting for an adventure. Zoro is fighting because of Luffy dream. That's the reason. He is fighting for his dream, but he isn't his servant. He is his friend. And that is one of the key reasons of his strength. Zoro power up is that in that fight. That him remembering why he fight. And King main source of fighting was his undying loyalty. Undying loyalty versus friendship, unwavering camaraderie. Even before this fight, we have a really heartbreaking and a really good conversation with Sanji, where Sanji asked that if I am no longer human, kill me. Again, going back to the human aspect of this fight. And Zoro said, sure, I will, but you have to live for it. Meet me up again. And that was a really beautiful aspect about that fight. There was obviously another tactical angle where Zoro hit him in a very precise timing when King's flames were off. When King's flames were off, Zoro was able to strike damage to him. And that's where he succeeded. When King's flame were off, that's when he landed most of his damage, and that's why King was near the rope and losing the fight. And most key integral part of this fight is Zoro unlocked his conqueror haki because he remember why he fight. He fight because of his promise to his dearest friend and his first friend in Kuina, and he fight because of his captain in Luffy. He remember that reasoning, and that is why he unlocked Conqueror. His reason to fight isn't just his dream, but his loyalty. Zoro is person with comrades and dream. King isn't. There is that aspect. And the final aspect in their dynamic is that King is someone who does not care about what it means to be a swordman. King does not care. Zoro does. And the paradoxical aspect is King does not being able to care about being swordman is a swordsman like aspect. King is someone whom according to the old man at Zoro Town is a swordsman. He is utilizing sword as a tool, which is it mean to be a tool to kill. That's the aspect that King respect the sword Zoro. Zoro does not. Zoro isn't doing that. Zoro is fighting to protect. Zoro is going against the will of sword. Zoro is fighting against the purpose of sword. The cursed blade are the blade which people fear to wield because not because they are able to tame it, but not because they are able to tame it, but they just don't are they are not ready for wield for it. They are not able to wield the curse blade. That's the reason curse blades are curse blade, and that is why Zoro is able to unlock conquer Haki because his mind is clear. There is clarity in his mind that there is no doubt in his mind on why he is able to do what he is able to do. He is totally clear for his reasoning of his fight, on why he fight. And even if his reasoning is totally against on a purpose of sword that is to kill, he is able to overcome it. He is fighting in his own way essentially, which is beyond the sword. He is using his sword for a completely new meaning, while King isn't. And that is the most compelling part of the dynamic. I think there is something to be said about that. Zoro is able to break every rule. Zoro isn't using sword to kill. Zoro is using the sword to protect. Zoro is fighting for his friend Dream. King is using sword as a tool to kill as ruthlessly as he can and not giving a fuck about the rule of swordsmanship. Zoro, while being just as much as right man as a king and is loyal as king, is free person who is able to make choice for himself, while king is not that. And these are the aspects that I think that are under discussed. Sure, that episode is really well animated, but a lot of humanity, a lot of depth is kinda not being seen and observed by the general anime audience. So I feel like I should make this video. Thanks for watching, and I will see you all next